This is Best New Indie, and we are here with the Erotic Secrets of Pompeii. So how's the tour been so far?
Great,
really
yeah.
Good. Yeah, very good. It's I don't know, it just feels like it's
Really
going
good
in the
Yeah, people mobbing you on the t-shirt desk and things like that,
yeah.
and really liking you. And
we're kind of returning to venues that we've kind of been to before, and having like repeat fans or kind of people they might message you before the show, and and it feels really cool, you know.
Yeah. And how many more dates have you got left? Where else are you going?
So after tonight we're in Nottingham tonight. We've got Manchester tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's it for about 6 weeks, and then we're on some mammoth tour.
Okay.
Which has not yet been announced.
Wow. Wow.
Well, when this comes out, it might already be announced. But from Preston all the way down to Exeter, there's about 13, 14 dates, I think. And before that, in April next month, in about a few weeks' time, we're back in the studio recording new music.
Good.
So it's busy.
Yeah.
And it's really good.
And then it's festival season.
And more videos.
More videos.
Yeah, more videos.
No, we love the videos.
Festivals,
Yeah.
Great.
And have you been staying healthy?
Yes. Yes, you've seen the videos.
Yes, I've seen the videos.
Really, do you know what? We've been just the first time doing like proper vocal warm-ups, proper stretches before and after the shows.
Yeah.
Eat healthy.
Eat healthy.
I did have a chocolate bar today.
Oh
no.
And
You're drinking no. Yeah, that's not so good, is it?
it is basically water.
Yeah.
I feel like I've certainly been healthy. I think it's been
Yeah. So
good.
Sorry,
yeah.
Carlsberg, I didn't mean it.
So you're going to play very soon. Have you got any sort of pre-gig superstitions or like touching things, you know, or turning around 3 times or?
Each other.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, like I said, we've started kind of doing a bit of vocal warm-up together, a bit of stretching, just to kind of limber up and psych ourselves up a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you get
Everyone
nervous?
has their own routine.
Yeah, you get nervous. Do you get sick?
A little bit of
Healthy
nerves, but I think that's really good.
Yeah, I think you need a bit of adrenaline to get you going.
I put my slap on, you know, get ready.
Yeah. I get. Do you feel once you put your makeup on and your suit and you all dress up? Do you feel more? You get into that headspace and you're ready to go.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We just spotted an air horn backstage as well, so we might mess about with that a bit.
Yeah. Tell me a bit about the videos, especially Utterly Rudderless.
Well, the album we've just released, Mondo Maleficum, we've created a bit of a world around it. I think that's kind of the thing we've been leaning into more recently. All of the songs kind of tying together with thematically, and we wanted to create a visual world along with the kind of the stories and the sonic element to it. So we created 3 videos that were very different from each other, but also they all fit into that world. So Utterly Rudderless is a kind of a collage of different kind of underground artists inspired looks based on a collection of avant-garde and kind of weird artists that inspire us that we love, including Jader Vision, which is the pink face that I done. We got in touch with Jader, who's an American performance artist, and they let us use their look, which is great.
Wow.
And also Lee Bowery as well, which is the white look that Sean dresses up as.
Yeah.
And then we looked at some boggly eyes for you.
Yeah. Somebody was a lady in a hat.
I was kind of a lady man.
Sean was a big sweetie, weren't you?
I was asphyxiated sweetie.
I was a boiled sweet.
We spent some time online, we look at art blogs and things like that. We found loads of stuff that just looked really cool that we wanted to kind of put into this music video.
And what about the other videos? Have they got similar sort of themes or?
Yeah, so the Wheel, the Spade, the Stars of Motion is kind of got more of a story to it. These guys are all in kind of hazmat suits, and they go into the woods and conjure a striking entity that could be a demon or a deity or something strange, and they continue to extract items from its body, kind of under the command of a potentially villainous, maybe it's a bit more ambiguous than that, but mystical man in a wheelchair who was played by Phil Leach, a good friend who is a fantastic actor who features in Wolf Hall as well. Celebrity.
Yeah.
And then Osiris at the Large Hadron Collider.
Yeah.
We use the suit that I wear was designed by Alexander St Odd, who is our good friend and collaborator, artist based in Cardiff.
Yeah.
And he designed the suit for us, and we wear it on stage.
Yeah.
We've kind of tied that look in very much with what we do live at the minute.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about the suit actually. So you
the suit is wonderful. The embroidery stops it from being dry clean, which means I have to Febreze it every night.
And the neck cheek,
and the neck piece as well.
Neck piece.
And it's phenomenal. So the look is based on the Aztec god of sacrifice and rebirth, Zipototec, also known as the flayed god who used to wear the skins of his victims. And we thought we'd kind of use that as a bit of an inspiration. And rather it being Zipototec, we were kind of taking kind of elements of that really interesting god. Of course, the lyric talks about Osiris. That's a completely different kind of mythology, but it very much ties in with kind of life and death and rebirth. And all of those things and those kind of stories that people tell themselves, like mythology and science, to kind of keep themselves sane.
Our songs don't all deify you, do they?
No.
That particular song. So, I mean, looking at your videos, obviously, I've worked in the music industry a long time, and back in the days of MTV when they actually showed music videos, I think that would be on heavy rotation. And I think Old Granny's in the Street would know you guys by now. So it's very frustrating, and I don't know how you're finding it all in terms of, you know, the amount of stuff that's out there and how you sort of get through the noise.
I think we look at it as a bit of a challenge, really, to overcome. And it means you've got to push the boat out in terms of really thinking about how you do everything and making sure that it is like pinpoint precise, that you know who your audience is, and you can cut through all the noise. Like you say, because there is so much out there.
Yeah.
And a lot of it is great, but I think sometimes, I'm not saying that we have unlocked the answer to this, but sometimes it seems like bands are amazing at creating music but struggle on how to present themselves essentially. So over the last couple of years we've really like consciously addressed that. And I think that's definitely helped, and building that image and that world around the album is really sort of like create a cohesive image for the band.
Definitely.
Which I think is easier for people to process, and it instantly associates a certain image with us, hopefully.
And no, I agree. And I'd say that it's kind of a natural extension of what we were doing anyway. We were writing these songs and singing those kind of, creating these kind of grotesque, macabre kind of characters and lyrics and worlds, and it just made sense to kind of portray that visually. There's a few different skills within the band to kind of brainstorm those ideas, and it's great because, you know, if you want to be, if you're in a band, you don't just have to be doing the music, you can also kind of tell stories with your lyrics, you can also do the art, you know, work on the artwork, you can like videos. And a massive shout out to Saul Knight who filmed those videos. He directed them, he helped plot them out. He's a massive creative, well, not just influence but collaborator with us. And Mia Phillips who painted us up and made us beautified us for Utterly Rudderless. Without her, we couldn't have done that. She was fantastic. Yeah.
And so tell me about the Billboard then.
That was your idea, wasn't it? That was a good analog. You know, sometimes analog, I think people don't. Well, it kind of, you go kind of. What I'm trying to think of? People don't think about analog anymore. We're stuck in a digital world, and and the kind of the go-to, the proxy thing is how can we kind of promote on Facebook, and how can we kind of do this and da da da. And I think you just said,
well, I think we found ourselves in this cycle of just thinking, what do we need to do to promote this album? What do we need to do to promote the singles?
Outside the box.
Well, yeah, and it's like the first thing you think of is, we'll do some Facebook stuff, we'll do some Instagram stuff. It's just so uninspiring and boring. And obviously you've got to do a bit of that.
Yeah.
But we thought, how can we do something a little bit different? And
so you dressed up, full makeup, and then stood in front of the billboard where you were on the billboard, as big as a bus, and people were looking from the bus.
That was a bit of an afterthought, really.
We were thinking about how to generate kind of something interesting to look at online, and to use the dirty word, some interesting content. It was
real life though, wasn't it? Because those people's reactions were hilarious.
So we've got the analog kind of real life billboard, and we wanted to kind of show that, and we obviously took some photos of that, but we thought, what's the best way, or Tom thought, what's the best way to kind of get the most out of this?
Yeah.
Let's get dressed up again. So we got in touch with Mia, and she said she'd be more than happy to come and paint me up again. So she did it, and this time she used grease paint rather than the previous, I think maybe water-based paints, because I said to her, I'm going to be dancing around and you're sweating.
How long were you there for?
We had to drag him away.
Half an hour.
It does
or
not
so.
take much to convince him to do these things.
What's brilliant is I think I protested at the beginning. I was like, I don't like that idea. And then as soon as I was turned up, it was like. What's great is that billboard is situated right next to, or right in front of, some traffic lights. So we had traffic stopping, and we had people driving past, filming while they were driving. We had people staring us down angrily. They didn't get the memo. And we had people waving from the buses, and people loving it. And,
Yeah,
Create
absolutely.
confusion and chaos, and
It certainly,
but
certainly
joyous
did.
chaos,
Yeah, exactly. I look at Instagram a lot because that's what I do as a blog. So somebody had a package of books of about 100 books or something. I think you were laying there
Yes.
with about 50 books. You obviously like books.
Yes.
So that influences.
Yes.
I mean, in terms of.
I'm talking to my psychiatrist. I have a slight addiction to buying books. I'm a bibliophile. It's true. I like books. I buy a lot of books.
Yeah.
I'm into a lot of different things. A lot of non-fiction. Recently, that package was a lot of dictionaries. So I had the dictionary of mathematics. I had the Penguin Dictionary of botany, biology. I mean, I could you name it. There was a dictionary on, and if I found a dictionary, I go, I haven't got that one. So I collect it, and I dip into them. You dip in, you flip through, you use it in the writing process, kind of cutting up ideas, splicing things together, putting two words together that may not have ever existed before, and kind of coming up with an idea through that. So it's great. I've got a library of about 1,200 books.
Wow.
I haven't read all of them, but I like to dip in and look in now and again at different things. I'm definitely not a master in anything. I'm a dilettante, someone who kind of is interested in a lot of things and can kind of pull different bits in. So even talking about it, I'm quite excited. I think the English language is interesting.
Yeah.
And there's so many things if you're willing to kind of go down rabbit holes to find different things.
And it's another instrument, isn't it? Really?
Yeah.
For sure.
So in terms of lyrics and songwriting, how does it all work with you guys then?
So lyrics, I mainly do the lyrics, but I think when it comes to songs, we tend to either one or a couple of us will work on a demo and bring it to the band.
Yeah.
And then we'll
Trying to get the rest of the
we'll
band.
agree which ones we want to work on first.
Yeah.
We'll go into the rehearsal space.
Yeah.
And we'll kind of work on them, and then everyone will be putting their specialty into it. So, like, for example, if I'm putting the demo together, it will be kind of very bare bones. And Jules will go, okay, basically, sometimes the bass lines work as is, other times you add that groove to it, flesh out the drums, guitar-wise, and then they'll be putting different ideas, the bridge doesn't work, well there isn't a bridge, let's do something with that. So we come in with blueprints, and it's a pretty fast process, I'd say, for us to kind of do that.
Have you been together that long as a band? Or?
So as this 5 years, we've been together since 2020.
Right.
We existed a few years before that, just floating around in kind of various guises. But this is kind of, everything's nailed down, and we are kind of...
So in lockdown, did you do a lot in lockdown? Or was it...
loads in lockdown. Lockdown, I know it's bad to say, but we were
Do you know what?
fortunate.
Loads of bands say lockdown was the best thing for them ever. And the creativity now, I think we're getting a lockdown explosion now, because I would say probably 40-50% of the bands I speak to say lockdown. Yeah. That's what did it for us. 100%. And it's just giving people time and money and a breather where they don't have to do the day jobs and they don't have to deal with shit, and the creativity process, can flow. Yeah, but the rest of the time, it's harder if you haven't got the time to do it. Yeah. Well, you know how much we love you guys. We're going to keep supporting you guys, and really looking forward to the gig. Really looking forward to new music, and we will speak soon.
Thank you.